Happy
Hey,
summer
Anomaly.
birthday.
You cute, boo.
Did y'all? You too, honey. I see your ponytail. Snap, snap. You better flip that hat on it. I got my
I love
red
it.
up in chair. I got my red up in chair. You see that?
Yes, ma'am. I can't wait till you take it down.
I know. How was your summer break?
Well, my summer break was definitely pretty interesting. And I can't complain. I have thoroughly enjoyed myself. Uh, definitely elevated uh, in my well-being. My spirit has been elevated. I'm going to new levels, and I love it. How about yourself?
Um, it was interesting. I got a lot going on, but I can't complain either. I really do have as close to perfect right now as it can get. So nothing
Yes,
ever perfect, but
but it's perfect for you.
yeah, my
Um,
my perfect.
yes,
My perfectly perfect.
I love it. I
um
love it.
Anomalies. We missed y'all. Let's acknowledge celebrations in the month of August. Birthdays, anniversaries, milestones, graduations, business openings, divorce parties, whatever it is. Um, let's do that.
Yes.
I want to give a shout out to my niece. She graduated from Troy University in July, and we were also I couldn't talk about it, but yay, Kalia! She
I'm gonna
is
have
a
to put
double
you behind
major.
this.
She's
Mm-hmm.
a double major because she wants to be an art therapist. So she has a degree in art and psychology.
Awesome. I love that. I love that.
So
And
we celebrate you guys. Congratulations. We hope that you will have much more success in the coming months. And that's it. That's all I got. Let's get into y'all know we got to do the days of things to celebrate in August. So August 1st was girlfriends, sisters, family, respect for parents, and friendship day. All of that was on August 1st.
all of
August
that, all
August 11th is Sons and Daughters Day. I don't have any daughters, but I do have sons. I mean, I do have daughters. They're bonus daughters, but biologically, I don't have any daughters. Um, August 15th, Relaxation Day. I'm going to partake in that. August 20,
absolutely.
August 21st is Senior Citizens Day. We'll be a part of that day pretty soon.
Hush your mouth.
In like 20 years, we got 20 years. Less than 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, August 26th is Women's Equality Day. That's significant. And August 30th is Grief Awareness Day. Um, and I'll probably observe that because August 23rd is the 1 year anniversary of my mom passing. Mommy, I love you.
How you, Mama T?
And what else we got? That's it.
That's it.
That's it. We
That's
got
it. I kept it short and sweet.
Tasha. What's our topic of the day?
Today we are talking about dreaming big and why you should never stop.
Hmm.
Something that resonates. It definitely resonates with me, and I'm sure you can agree.
Yeah, definitely. Our quote of the day is life is short. Live bold. Be heard. Be you. Dream big. Take risks. Don't wait. And that is by Misty Gibbs.
Yes. And that it's, a whole bunch of short little statements, separated by commas in this case, but I mean, they're statements and they're powerful statements. Life is short.
Put them on a
It
sticky note and stick them around your house.
absolutely.
Live bold.
Um,
Be heard. Be you. Dream big. That should be our quote because that goes right along with what we do with anomalous Black women. Be heard, be you, dream big, take risks, don't wait.
Y'all might see that quite often after this episode,
Yep.
be shown on our social media, because I love it. It definitely incorporates everything anomalous Black women are about and promote.
Yep.
So, Bina,
Hmm.
do you remember like when you began to dream about becoming an entrepreneur?
I had thought about it for a long time because, like, I'm into fashion. And so everybody would always ask me my take on different outfits, shoes. I would have people posting shoes and stuff on my page and different things like that, tagging me and stuff. And so a while back I wanted to start an online store, but I didn't have the courage until I had that stroke, and then it pushed me forward to, like, life is short, live bold, be heard, be you. Dream big. And so I started off with it was a subscription box service, but subscription box services wasn't like a big thing then. So
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to do it for small businesses, and I was trying to get small businesses to send me their stuff so that I could put it in the box. But nobody was biting. I'm pretty sure if I try to do it now, people would do it. But back then there wasn't a whole bunch of people doing entrepreneur stuff like they
Right.
are now in 2013 when I started my business. So I made a lot of mistakes because I didn't have any guidance, but it's something that I wanted to do, so I did it. Do you
And
remember when you began to dream about becoming an entrepreneur?
well, when you are in certain circles, some things just begin to make sense. And you also begin to hone in on those things that you truly enjoy doing. And
Mm-hmm.
as you stated, sometimes trials push you into your purpose. And I remember after retiring, um, I was finishing school, and it seemed like everything was going wrong. Car problems, just everything. And so it came to a point where I knew I didn't want to work for anybody right then as I was going through school. I wanted to truly be a full time student and focus on school. And so that's when I started Poised Affairs, to have something to do on the side and to bring in a little extra income, in
Mm-hmm.
addition to what I was receiving. And yeah, that was definitely the beginning. Um, and it has just kind of grown from there as far as the things that I've incorporated into my entrepreneurial endeavors. Yeah.
And ain't it crazy how you just start stacking stuff on top of stuff because you like, I can do this and I can do that and I can do this and I can do that. I can add this and I can add that. Have you ever spoken any negative language to yourself? And if you have, how did you go about getting past that, changing that mind frame?
Um, so yes, I have. And um, I think a lot of it had to do with not having the proper, how can I say this? Not being in the safe mental state that I needed to
Mm-hmm.
be in to cultivate those things that are within me. And so when I took care, begin to take care of my mental, um, part of that was changing the way that I talk to myself. And
Mm-hmm.
once I did that, um, with the help of therapy, um, medication, my own self-help and reading, personal development. Um, it changed my mindset. It changed the way that I thought about myself, and ultimately the language that I spoke to myself. And your confidence definitely grows when you begin to pour into yourself in that way. And so, yeah. What about you?
Well, this about to be a long story. No, I'm just playing. Um, Initially, when I first started my business, I was working and doing my business, and I was doing my business at work.
Mhm.
So it was popping then. You know what I'm saying? Like I was into it. It was popping. I was going to different conferences for entrepreneurs, doing all this stuff. Then I got sick,
Mhm.
and that changed everything. Um, because at that time they didn't know what was wrong with me, and I'm always
Right.
in pain, always tired. Da da da. So, I stopped working because I was at home more than I was at work, and started doing my business full time. And then I was still going strong, but I started getting sicker. It's crazy. And so I had built, so once I got past the first illness, tried to build myself back up. And
Mhm.
that's why I wrote that chapter in Girl Power Uncensored, because, when you have chronic illnesses, you got to get your mind together to get past that, and know that that's the life you got to live. You got to throw your old life away and jump into this new life. So I got to that point, and then my mom died, and I had brain surgery. So right now, and oddly enough, I was talking to my brother today, and I was saying how I can pour into other people, but I can't seem to get myself together. And he told me to stop saying what I can't do. I have not done it yet, but I will. So
Mhm.
I'm still in that process of building myself back up. I am in therapy. I got my medication at the right level and all of that kind of stuff. So now I'm trying to, like you did, get into those self help books and dive into my training, life coach, training or whatever, because that's good information to help me come out of what it is. Right now, I'm paralyzed and trapped, but I'm crawling out of that. So
Yeah,
that that's that.
absolutely. So, what made you? Well, I think we kind of talked about that, about what made you take the leap into entrepreneurship and how long did it take you to do it. Um, but there's a difference between interest and commitment. When you're interested in doing something, you do it only when it's convenient, right? But when you're committed to something, you accept no excuses and only results. That's a quote by Kim Blanchard, and it resonated with me because um, I was interested in event planning, and I did it, but um, and I did it when it was convenient, as part of committees and whatnot. But um, when I named my actions in, naming my business Boys Affairs, um, you have to become committed to that,
Mm-hmm.
because that is now part of you. Your business is an extension of you. And for me, even though sometimes, like for you as well, you fall back, it doesn't go anywhere because that's part of you. And
Mm-hmm.
so um, you have to, just like any relationship, recommit yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for me, there was a period, of course, where I kind of fell back and I wasn't really, especially with the transition from Virginia to Texas. And then here comes COVID. And it's like, oh my gosh, what do I do?
Right.
So I've had to recommit myself to my business and growing my business.
Yeah.
And so I've also incorporated other things that fall into uh, planning, event planning, and management, and um, definitely honing in on those things that I'm very good at. And I think this is honestly looking at things, I am definitely my parents' child. My father is very administrative, and my mother is definitely a planner. Crazy, right?
Um, my dad was an entrepreneur.
Mhm,
He sells stuff out the back of his van. That was in the what 70s, 80s, early 80s. Um, so I think I probably got the entrepreneur bug from him.
mhm,
Um, and then the part of me that wants to serve comes from my mom.
mhm,
So like I want to do fashion, but I want to do coaching more. I
mhm.
don't know if that makes sense. Like
Yeah,
I
it
love
makes sense.
my shops and I love my clothing line and I love all of that, but what I love more is helping people.
Mhm,
So I'll probably eventually just go to coaching full time and letting that stuff be.
okay.
Um, I mean, I love my boutique. I love finding stuff to put in there. I love my clothing line. I love to see when people have on my stuff and put on my shoes, and I can name shoes after my friends and all of that good stuff. So it's hard when when you have multiple interests.
Yes.
Which one are you the most committed to?
Mhm.
And that's where I am right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I definitely understand that. I think we were talking about that before. And, again, in this journey, I've realized that a lot of what I'm passionate about involves using my voice and speaking. And I'm coming into that place now, and it's like, you know, where do I go? What do I actually want to do with that? And so, um, definitely in a phase of exploration when it comes to that. I, I know that I'm supposed to be speaking, so that's
Right.
that's the thing. Um, so, how do you think you would have felt um, in 10, 20 years if you had not stepped out on faith and started your business and followed, that dream that you
I'll probably be feeling like shit,
had? Hot shit.
hot shit. I'll be 62. Like I should have, I should have started that clothing line when I was 40. No,
I mean,
I, I mean, like rewind back to like I said when I had my stroke. Like all things blew to the wind. I'm like, you do whatever it is you want to do, because life is short. So,
absolutely.
so I anything that I do, I planned on doing it. I knew what I was doing is what I wanted to do. I know what the consequences are. I'm ready to face them. Um, so I don't want to be 62, 72 years old living with regrets.
Right.
Um, even if I fail, at least
Mhm.
I, took that leap and did it. And it's always a lesson to be learned when you fail. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, I
how do you
think
feel about yourself now that you have made that leap into entrepreneurship?
honestly, now after having, done a lot of this self work that I have been embarking on the last 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
there's definitely a confidence now that I didn't have before, um, mentally and even in my physical self. Like,
Mm-hmm. You got more
uh,
energy.
more energy. I don't even really care what you think. I'm about to let this thigh meat show because you know,
Tasha got on them pom pom shorts today. I see all her thigh meat.
no, it's just,
And that's okay because that's her business. And my
it
tabs are going
is,
for her.
it is my business. But find you somebody who can do both. I'm still a lady.
Right.
But it's 100 degrees in Texas, and
Mm.
my thighs need some color. They
It's
need
hotter
some
in Texas than it is in Florida, Jesus.
yes. So, my little pom poms, my little crop tops. At 42, I'm fine. And guess what? Y'all finna see it. Usually, typically for me, if I have on some short shorts, my top is gonna be covered. If I have on a halter, then I'm probably gonna have on a longer bottom. Like, you're not typically gonna see all of it unless I'm maybe working out or at the beach. So that's the thing. I try and stick to that. But I definitely feel good about having stepped out on faith and at least trying the things that I, desire to do. Because if I hadn't, I know I definitely would feel some type of way.
Yeah. Um, the stuff that I do rubs off on my children. So they're more inclined to take a leap of faith into whatever it is that they want to do because they see me
Absolutely.
doing it.
Hmm.
And you already know that I don't push like anything on my boys about what they want to do with their life because it's their life. I don't
Hmm.
want them to live a life that I created for them. I want I don't want them to live with regrets. I
Right.
want them to have whatever decision is being made, good, bad, ugly, indifferent, it was theirs.
Right.
Because I tell people all the time, like, I don't have to live your life. You have to live your life. So don't worry about what I think about what you're doing. You're
Hmm.
grown.
Right.
Today I just asked my son, I was like, how do you feel? Because he don't have his driver's license. And he was like, I gotta get a permit. I said, you don't have to get a permit, you're grown.
Hmm.
And he was like, he sat
Huh?
there and looked at me like, I said, how can people tell you that you're grown? He was like, I don't know. I said, do you
Oh.
feel grown? He said, sometimes when I don't have to go to school and when
Uh-huh.
I gotta go, I'm saying? Like, I feel grown then. So it's fun, it's me, but it's a pleasure to watch the boys figure out what it is that they want to do with their lives and me to sit back and watch. Like I'm not gonna let them steer off the road or anything like that, but as long as they are driving straight, it's their business. Um,
I
if they
love
veer
it.
off into the grass, mama will be there to help, but I don't want them to live the life that I created for them. And there's so many people that are living a life that was created for them that they didn't choose for themselves. Um, and that's not, my mama wasn't like that either.
Hmm.
So I get that from her. She never pushed on us what she wanted us to do or be or any of that. Um, she was just okay with whatever we decided, and so I'm
It's a
the same
beautiful
way.
thing. That's a beautiful thing. I can
And
say
it's
that wasn't my story either. Like my parents, it was okay. What do you want to do? Okay, that's what you want to do. Okay, well then do it.
mm-hmm,
Okay, you don't want to do that anymore. Okay, what you gonna do now?
right,
Um, it was never, well, we want you to do this and this is what you're gonna do. Absolutely
right,
not.
right,
Even with uh, relationships, my parents are like, you got to
mm,
lay with that person. I don't.
right,
So
right. Exactly.
That's a beautiful thing to have parents who, were parents and could allow you to become the person that you're supposed to be.
They allow you to make your mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
That's your life. You made that mistake. What's the lesson that you learned from it? Keep it
Right.
pushing. That was my mom.
Absolutely.
That's our parents. So,
I love it. So, any closing thoughts? We're gonna get on out of here.
my closing thought is do what you got to do. It's your life. Nobody else is living that life but you. So
Mm-hmm.
make a choice and do it, and make sure that it's something that you choose, not
Mm-hmm.
something that somebody else has chosen for you. So that's all I got.
And I would add to that, a lot of times we are given things in our spirit, in our hearts, and we hold back because we don't see how that's going to happen or how we're going to do it. But I'm a firm believer that if you dreamt it and you see it, that it can be done. And you should march forward with what it is that you see and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Because everybody that has done something that has taken off, it's been a whole bunch of people that told them that don't make sense. You shouldn't do that. That's wild. That's different. It's too off. No, that's what starts trends. That's what takes off new stuff. And when you're given those new things, you need to run with it. And so continue to dream big, continue to act on those things that are given to you for you to share with the world.
Oh, Tashi.
Away.
Our closing quote is what lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. And that is by Henry Stanley Haskins. I love that quote.
That's awesome.
Um, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Anomalies. Don't forget to subscribe to us on any podcast platform. Catch us on Thursdays on Clubhouse, chit
Yes.
chatting about whatever it is that we decide. And what else we got?
You said YouTube.
On our website. So
Yeah. Oh,
Anomalous Black Women.
the newsletter. Do we have a newsletter? We don't have a newsletter. We
We
have
we do
subscription.
have a newsletter. So subscribe to our newsletter so we can start sending out information about what we have going on. We're gonna have a lot of things coming up pretty soon,
Yep.
and we want you guys to be involved.
Yes, absolutely. All right, Beans. I love
All
the
right.
anomalies and I love you.
I love you too, Tasha.
All right, love. Peace and blessings. Be safe and be well.